Welcome to Medium Podcast. It's your host, Melissa Nami.
And it's me, Connor.
And today we have music producer, lyricist, and poet, Paix Kid, more commonly known as Jason Perkins.
Yeah.
I try to be fun with it.
I love that you do a high five. Like, that's like, you know, just being a fan of the podcast. It's just been like, I'm going to get my high five. That's like the thing to look forward to if you're up on it, you know.
You can thank George Ferrito for that one, because when I originally introduced him, we had a little glitch and he's like, what? I'm not going to get a high five? And I'm like, oh shit, you know, we've high-fived every single time. So yeah, thanks to him, the tradition continues.
Yeah. I'm George. Hi. I wanted a high five. I see you high five every fucking start it.
Yes.
It sealed the deal.
It did. I was like, I didn't realize people noticed that, but I was pretty happy about that. So talk to me. Let's start off with Paix Kid. You are a music producer. You are a lyricist. You're a wonderful vocalist, in my opinion.
Yeah, that's good.
And you said poet.
Yeah.
So talk to me about that.
Okay, so when I think about the approach to, you know, expression, like that's the thing that comes out of me. Like you can do anything expressive. They are all equal, you know. I'd say that using a voice is important. If you feel like you can use your voice to express, you know, some people can't. They'll say that there's like instrumental music and they are better at expressing their emotions with sound than the actual words. It's like I feel like I have a well-rounded enough understanding of how words can work, at least when I'm doing it. Like I'm sure there's better people at it, but I think it's just like to own up to it and use it, you know, make that your platform, shift the things you see that you can, you know?
Yeah, we're listening to some of your music before you came here, and we listened to, Connor showed me his favorite song by you, Purple.
Yeah, Purple.
Yeah.
I love that song.
And I really liked it. And when you're talking about conveying emotion through sound, I'm not, don't take this in a bad way. I felt a strong feeling.
Okay.
A little bit opposite than the trap that he usually wants to listen to when we're getting hyped up. It was a little emotional for me. I really liked it. I really enjoyed it. I felt the color purple.
So fun. You felt the color purple.
I did.
That's
like melancholy to a degree, but also like a little energetic about it.
Yeah. So funny enough, that song is actually about Ash. So we have a very color kind of sense. You know, we have a very close musical connection. We've been making music together for on and off, not like consistently, but probably more now than hopefully ever. That's my goal. But very, you know, I'm more of like an infrared kind of like bigger picture, can see it all. He's more of the ultraviolet, can kind of get to the meticulous side of things. So it's kind of like, it's just like red and purple kind of thing. That's
you guys kind of harmonize together with that.
Yeah. And I think I can even say where we are in time, that role has shifted here and there. But I think it's just when you notice your twin dragon, you just kind of rock with it, you know?
Oh, do you and Connor fight over Ashton?
No, we share pretty well.
Have you guys ever arm wrestled for his love?
We don't need to. We know that I get priority.
Yeah, that's true. It's true.
I look forward to having both of you guys on for the podcast in the future. It's going to be really fun to have Ashton on again. His episode didn't work out. Sounded bad. Yeah. First time. We're still working through the technical difficulties here. Huh? You have a music video that Connor's in.
Yeah,
Drop out.
Yeah.
That was like the best puke scene in a video.
He's really proud of that. He shows all of us. I was in a music video for my friend Jason. Yeah. I puke into the sink.
Because it's funny, like how it's like the clips in the clips in the start, like duh, like it's the best, you know.
Yeah, that was well.
Can we
directed.
clip it? Just the scene?
Yeah, let's clip it.
Cool.
Yeah, open it.
Fuck yeah, I love it.
Behind the R building, a few of them would burn bush, pass it to me, then turn, look back to me, cause I never wanted. But it was a vibe, homies with open minds, couple of guitar sides, thinking about thighs, hunting for feminine energy just to shoot the gun, but I learned to point the equal sign instead.
You produce your own music?
Yes, for the most part. So everything except for, funny enough, that song I didn't produce. That was by Safe Neighbor, the track.
Okay.
As far as like writing the lyrics, my approach to the track, yes. So I'm open to being just the voice. Also, my old X project or Vega, I was just the voice. Some of the things here and there, like some key notes and little things as far as theory and like composition, I might chime in. But my my project mates, they have a big understanding of how they want the songs to sound. So it's very like I was just the voice, and that's kind of like for certain projects. But for Paix Kid stuff, I'm making the soundscape, we're orchestrating the vibe, that's like the bigger part more than the vocals.
Is that your favorite role to play, kind of doing the whole thing, or do you enjoy just being a vocalist? Or
I just like music.
Yeah.
Like, whatever it takes, like say even like collaboratively, say like if me and Connor work on something, I'm not gonna say like I want it. I'm not like the kid in the class stealing all the toys. Like, it's my time, I'm playing with everything. It's like, no, I want to know if we're making a world, I want to know how you see the world.
Yeah.
So of course, when that time comes, it's coming soon, I'ma holla at you.
I'm ready for it for sure.
Yeah,
I'm looking forward to that musical project. That'll be fun.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of time for that.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's like for the most part, I do like to be kind of how I like to work with people. A lot of times like my buddy Left World, she's got a lot coming out. She is actually featured in my song He Him. Like he him, like a church hymn.
Oh, okay.
But it's he him, like a
play on pronouns.
Yeah,
I like it.
And I feel like in a hopefully a good way, But then like say like for instance, she has a certain feeling. Say she's like, I'm writing a song, I don't have the words together, but I have a feeling. It's like, well, tell me how you feel. Give me like the thesis of what this is, and then I can experiment with it and pull it out, and then we come together. And it, I just like to hang out, and it's like, tell me what this sounds like. Yeah. And then like I'd even do that with you. Like I could do that with anybody. Like
I have no musical talent.
Yeah.
No, none. So
don't even need it. It's just like I am the. It's like I'd like to just build, because like my brain's kind of weird. I always hear music. I dream a lot of my songs. That song Purple, it was a dream. So it's like I heard it, and it was like I need to work on this. This was like mid-pandemic, like Color Meal 3, that project. It was like I heard the song, and it was like I woke up and I was missing Ashton because we were separate. It was like I was missing Ash. I was living in Long Beach at the time, and then that song was in my brain, like in my dream. And then I was like, my equipment was downstairs from where I was, and I was like, I need to go work on this.
Did you wake up in the middle of the night and
like 4 a.m. Like I need to go do this. Played all of it, put all the pieces, and just like shat it out.
That's good. That's really good discipline. That's discipline, whether you want to frame it as that or not, because a lot of people would get that type of, I'm one of those people that gets a little bit of inspiration. I'm like, I remember that in the morning. Yeah. And then guess what? I don't remember it in the morning.
Say, I didn't mean to, were you still, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No.
Okay. It's kind of like, I can see where you mean by discipline. I look at it as simply as like the difference between, say, if you were like dream journaling. It's like, I just want to have a recollection of my dreams to see where my headspace is, for, some people do that, some people don't. It's kind of like the difference between I'm dream journaling right now and I wake up, oh, fuck, that's a dream. I'm going to write it out. Or, oh, fuck, I write that. I'm still tired. I'll write it later. And then you wake up and like, I'm hungry and I don't remember what the dream is, Yeah. It's like, oh, fuck, I got to remember. Let me just do this real quick. Yeah. It's like,
it's inspiration paired with discipline.
Yeah, I think the biggest part of discipline, and I'm sure Connor can attest for this, it's the point of being done, and it's always going to be like a song can never be done. It always comes to that,
Yeah, we've talked about that.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Me and Jason talked about it too. It's hard to get past that point. We just talked about it with Kari on the last podcast too. It's like there's always time to settle, but it's getting to that point of being like, oh, okay, this is when I settle. It's hard to convince yourself.
It's like your guys' own personal music philosophy to a degree. It's like, when do you turn the page and start the next one?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, pretty much.
It's just like the strip in that time frame. In a way, I'm glad I learned that too, because I learned that from an old engineer homie, Josh Franks. He did a lot of like my older stuff. He did the mix. So like now I'm doing the mix just because that's that's where life is right now.
Yeah.
But he did like 2 1s, Kaepernick's Knee, all my acoustic stuff under Swift Noir, the first Orvega record. Like he's been there aiding the mix and mastering of my older stuff, and he taught me that because say if I have a song, I'm the type where I'll have so many different ideas for the song, and then I'll start writing it 6 times, 7 times, and I'm like, oh, I need to add to this. Oh, now this movement's here. I need to move this bridge to the beginning. This makes more sense. I need to, it's like you can always change it. Oh, sorry, Mike. You can always change it. Just knock out the mic, headbutt the mic.
Do it.
Just
How many albums do you have?
So technically, I have Color Mill 3, Amboy, who isn't on my. Amboy is the collaboration where Drunk and Dropout, the music video. It's like 2-parter. Those songs are on an album, a collaborative album with Safe. That's technically like my first album. Color Mill 3, that's technically second, but it's a beat tape. Routes, which is another beat tape, which is like my third album. But I've never dropped an album with a fully fleshed out Paix Kid, like how I want it to sound.
Oh, really?
With my vocals on it. So now this year, this is the first time that I'm mentioning this.
Yeah, I've wanted to ask about it. And also what it means.
Oh, what it means, of course. Okay.
But no, drop it.
Okay.
You heard it here, folks, on Medium Podcast. Switch it.
So I'm dropping 10 releases, 4 EPs, 2 full-length albums, and then 4 collaborative albums with the homie Ash that we were talking about. So,
oh my God, you've been putting in work.
78 songs. That's Roman numeral 78.
Okay, that's what I wanted to ask. I've never gotten to L's in the Roman numerals is literally what I told Connor. What number is that? The L.
Right. I don't know. I just know 78
That's what
is LXXVIII.
Gosh,
So,
that's awesome.
Yeah,
I love it.
And of course, just being like where my headspace is, I just kind of dream a lot. Like I feel like I'm more present in my dreams than in reality. It looks like the word love to me. So I think that's the big deal is like, it's just I'm just dumping love,
Yeah.
I'm dumping love, but I'm not love bombing. Don't get it tangled.
No.
Bombing, dumping love.
Fans of Paix Kid are going to be really excited to consume that content, new content.
It's a ton.
It's already done. You got the bow on it. It's ready to go, or
most of it's done, but a lot of it isn't done.
Okay, so now you've kind of blown my mind.
Yeah.
Because you're a Class A truck driver. You drive.
I drive, yeah.
Where did you have time to get 78 songs produced, written, recorded? Is that the way to say it?
Yep.
And then what's mastered and then ready to go?
Well,
Where? How?
For those that understand how mastering works, you'll listen to my music and be like, "Oh, it's not mastered." To like industry major distribution standards.
Screw those guys.
But I don't care. I'm not Drizzy Drake.
Yeah.
I'm just a dude. Like I'm just having fun. Like
You're Paix Kid.
I'm just a Paix Kid, So to kind of put it like this, the entirety of Routes I made trucking over the road. For the first time I trucked over the road, I made Routes. The one with the little snake. The Ouroboros, the black and white art made by Cap and Watts. That's the homie. I made that over the road, and then I made tracks over the road. Some of them, I'll say like I'll work in a truck. Say I have downtime, and then I'll just take it off my phone. I use like the app Koala, which is a excellent production app. You can do a lot with it. There's tons. Like that's just the one I like because the homie Strong Maurice put me on it, and I'll like take them off and then put them on my computer and kind of mix them. But Routes was all phone, complete phone. Like,
So you made the beats on your phone?
yeah.
What?
Yep.
How freaking cool, dude. I'm pretty excited to hear.
Yeah, I made that in like a week.
Dang, dude. Okay. So you are being inspired while you drive.
I'm always like thinking of music. Like I'm thinking of music now. Like it's kind of like it's a crazy thing like where you want to make the score of the moments. So it's like I'm making the music of this experience and like thinking about the wood and the Medium podcast sound like sign and thinking of how that sounds as a look and like what I'm always it's like, it's probably, I probably need a therapist
No,
to talk to me about
it.
that.
Feels as though you see music in a very romantic way.
Oh yeah, it's always happening.
It's like the woman you love.
Yeah.
You're always thinking about her.
Yeah, that's the C.
Yeah,
Right.
she's your muse. She's everything you're thinking about.
Yeah.
That's wonderful.
It's really like that, you know?
You said you have an acoustic album, so you play the guitar.
Yeah.
What other instruments do you play?
I play guitar, drums, keys, bass. My first instrument was trumpet.
Cool. Is that what got you into music?
My father did. And just having cousins around. So I have my cousin Evan, great producer. My cousin Avery, a great artist and just kind of a visionary. Like he just put out, my cousin Avery, like my cousins are just dope. You know, like they're really creative. And just growing up being the younger of the three of us, it was always like, oh, like my cousin would draw like Dragon Ball Z exactly as is. So I would like be playing Mario and I'd like try to draw like things, just thinking of channeling his skills. Like he released like a creative exercise book recently, my cousin Avery, and my cousin Evan produces like, you know the song the Justin Timberlake, don't be so quick to walk away, and then
Banger.
the girl that talk to me boy, he produced her, and like he's done a lot. He's ended up in a lot of amazing places, and like being around just at a young age, my dad's like, I'm like 4 years old, I'm like downstairs watching like Blue's Clues or something, right? And my dad's just playing a sick like jazz shuffle, just I would run upstairs.
He's a drummer?
Yeah.
Oh, dude.
Run upstairs and like did I ever tell you the premiere set, the white one from Tour, from Apathian? That was my dad's set.
I did know that. Yeah.
So he's playing the same set I toured with.
Oh.
So like down the lines, like that's the thing that I got inherited was my dad's drum set. So, but I would just watch him play and I'd be like, Dad, you're making music, like because huge music family, you know, and with him he would kind of separate. He kind of trained me to be like always hear music because he would always, hey son, listen to these hi-hats, listen to the saxophone, and pointing out sections and songs, and it just kind of wired me to be like that, you know.
Little Jason was a sponge then. Yeah. What a wonderful thing to be a sponge for.
Little SpongeBob.
Yeah, I mean, well, that's cool that you ended up growing up around so many people that express themselves so openly around you, you know what I mean? Because what an amazing thing. What was the first, so that you got into music because your family was kind of doing it, you're in the environment. Yeah. Was the first thing you kind of banged around on your dad's drum set to begin with? Is that like the first instrument you played?
I wish, but no, because be it that he was a jazz drummer, he wanted me to practice and do rudiments and son, hold them like this, do it like this, practice this.
He wanted you to follow the drumming discipline.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like, nah. It's like kind of like I liked eating veggies and broccoli and like Brussels sprouts. I hated practicing drums. It was like that was my aversion as a kid, was practicing drums. But like I wish that I would have, because it would have made me like an actual drummer. Like now it's more of just it's more like I feel like instruments have become more of a writing tool, just because, you know, trucking, like the worst thing is the lack of time that I have to practice. As a musician, you're always practicing instruments. Like you always are playing. Yeah. So it's like all I have time for is production, really. And I could bring a guitar on the road and like I always have a guitar on me, you know.
Yeah. If you need to chime in a little bit or do something, and
you gotta strum, you know.
So the app that you use, it does like when Connor and I put together when Connor put together the intro song. Yeah. And I watched him. He brought a MacBook with like a cool keyboard, and he was able to change. I had so much fun. I was changing the instrument to so many different things, like playing the saxophone on the keyboard and stuff. That was so neat. Is that what you kind of use? It just like switches up the sounds?
There is one, like there's like a Fruity Loops. Fruity Loops is another one that like a lot of artists use. It's called it's called Fruity Loops. It's
Free Loops.
Fruity, like
Fruity Loops.
Like Fruit Loops, but fruity.
Okay.
You know.
That's cute.
There's that one, and then it has like a bunch of different sounds. Koala, you kind of import sounds.
Okay, so got it.
It's like there's a lot. You can do anything. Like there's so much I can say about it. Like even just the way the shape of the sounds, and you can kind of morph and mix and edit it, and just kind of touch screen mode, you know, and change stuff. But that's what I like to do, just like warp stuff as they need to be for the thing I'm trying to say, you know.
That's so neat. I've always been so hyper fascinated with music. You know, like how you're kind of saying your environment, you grew up around a lot of musicians. When I was growing up, my older brother played the guitar.
Oh, rad.
And I really looked up to him. So when I was getting a little, Black Friday deals, I'm like, oh, look at Guitar Center. I want to get a guitar. So I got my first Fender.
Yeah.
And I can strum. I guess I won't even say that I can play, but I can fiddle around with a guitar. And I've always loved it, but I always regret the fact that I never asked, because my parents would have done it if I asked them, like, oh, I want to do lessons.
Yeah.
But I never asked. I asked for tennis lessons instead.
Hey, but like now you're like, who's that? Is it Marion Bartoli? I'm trying to reference tennis, but I don't know shit about tennis.
Serena Williams, the GOAT.
40 love.
That's obvious, but I'm like, I feel like my brain just wanted, is Marion Bartoli even a tennis player?
I got a Billie Jean King quote right there. She's a tennis player.
Billie Jean King.
Yep. Let's go.
Billie Jean King, you know.
That's an OG right there.
Venus and Serena, you know.
Goats.
You got to be careful with like blue chip names. I feel like I don't want to like, I don't know. I think that's the obvious, you know. I don't know. I don't even know who Marion Bartoli is.
Yeah. I don't think I know who that is either right now.
Yeah,
but
we'll see.
We'll find out, yeah.
We'll Google her. I'm a little disappointed in myself as it's like one of the first things that I have freaking written here and I didn't ask, but what does Paix Kid mean?
Okay, check it out. So, Paix means like la paix, like it's peace in French. And then kid, because like that's always already are. Like, I just like the idea of, like when it comes to me pulling out my ideas, is like when I was saying, if I'm with somebody writing and I'm just like, oh, they're right here, it's the conversation they give me, and I make it a song. I almost feel like when it's me and me, I'm talking to kid me, like scared me. Like I was like a terrified of everything. Little me, like they called me Mochi. That was my little kid name. So little Mochi is like, that version of myself is like the opposite. Like it was quiet, really just in it all the time. Now I'm like loud and experiencing, you know. It's like the opposite. So I feel like because I know that's still me somewhere, I always want to keep tabs on that version. And for some reason, that is where all of my creativity comes from when I'm there. It's like, oh, I'm thinking of music. I made the correlation. So I'm like, that's who I'm tapping into is kid me.
Mochi,
yeah. So if you look, so between 2022 and 2023, I dropped like a ton of singles, and all the artworks is like, it's like a little pattern. You can spell Paix Kid in it, but it's like a peace sign. It's like two peace signs upside down out of flowers. And every letter on each artwork spells out Mochi's story. So it was just like directly, it was like tapping into that directly. All those songs were like...
I don't have freaking Spotify on my laptop. I was trying to see if I could see the artwork right here.
You can Google search it.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. You can see it. It's on. You can Google search Paix Kid and it all comes up. It's like, it's all there. But yeah, it's like trying to kind of, I think that was the more vulnerable side of things. But I think around that time was when I realized, I was like, oh, let's actually start repping that. Let people know. You know?
Your hair looks really cool when it's up.
Oh, yeah.
Your hair looks really cool down, though, too. What a fun... You're very creative. It's very visual. It's musical. There's color contrast.
I hope.
I'm
just having fun with it. You know?
Well, it's fun, but I believe it's also a little intentional.
Oh yeah, everything. Like,
yeah,
anything.
You move with intention.
Always. I got wisdom in my movements. You know, like at least try to. Try to like. There's always like I'm saying 7 different things at once. I feel like that's the thing is like. When you hear something, it can mean so many things, and like try to be aware of that. Let that guide my hand, because I'm always focused on trying my best to sing the hard conversation. But like the hard conversation isn't always, you know, the easiest thing for people to be ready to check out. Yeah. So I put all these crazy sounds. I put like, you know, I like electronic music a lot. There's the artist Aphex Twin. I like EDM. I've always liked electronic. I've always liked techno. but I also like jazz. So there's like, you can put them together, you know, coming from like my metal days. I guess we can talk about that too. There was only so much that I can express. But I mean, like, I think with electronic music, it's like Björk said it once, like, it's not the computer that lacks a soul, it's the person using the tool. You know, you can put soul in electronic music.
100, I agree with that. 100%.
Yeah. That's the realness right there, you know.
I like that interpretation of it. And I want to just go back a little bit to Paix Kid. For me to kind of understand it.
Tangent,
No, because you're talking about Mochi, you're talking about a terrified child, and you're saying Paix Kid means peace kid.
Yeah.
Is that like you telling your younger self to have peace?
Check it out. There's that. There's also that.
That's very humbling, because I think all of us have that inner child that we kind of wish we could give a pat on the shoulder to.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's very much.
You don't need a therapist, dog. Keep thinking in music. This is good. This is therapy for people enjoying your music. Don't stop.
You know, it goes back to, it's like to tell, it's almost more like telling the inner child that you are the peace. Like the peace, the things you're afraid of. Because one thing I had mentioned in like an old song, fear is, well, I don't want to say like, poets lie. Just remember, we're liars. We're liars to give you to help you with your truths, because it's all here. It's not really like a lie, but like, I don't know how true this is, but how I interpret creativity. Fear is just creative energy that prevents you from dying. It's like, it's the part of your creative energy. Like, you're creating scenarios like, oh, I'm afraid of that shit, I'm gonna go the other way. I'm afraid of that, I'm going to just not do that. Or I'm not going to skydive because I could die. Yeah. Like, you know, it's just creative energy so you don't die.
Yeah,
so it's just like,
you're thinking of 1,000 ways, the show in your brain, you're conjuring them up, reasons to fear life or movement. That makes sense.
Yeah, and like some more than others, but it's just creative energy. So if you're able to route that, you're going to probably be making some of the best dishes you ever made, sewing your own clothes, like just doing. I know so many people that won't say they're creatives, but they make clothes, like they make shirts, like they can embroider stuff and even make crazy hairstyles, do their nails all dope, and like even like their makeup contour and their blend and like the balayage they did themselves when they were just dyeing their hair in their bathroom. It's like, you're creative because your mind is free from fear to see what it's going to be. Yeah. All we're doing is like seeing what it's going to be like. You know, you experience, then you experiment, you know? So
it's the scientific method with creativity.
It's the scientific method. Exactly. Yeah. So, you know, it's just that, like, reminding the kid that my inner self, that you are the peace. You know, there was the first fight I ever got in was my old best friend David, right?
Like fist fight?
Yeah.
Oh shoot.
And like, I think about this a lot, where David, there was two Davids. There's David, the Davids that I learned to fight with. So we used to box on, like, here and there. They box on the grass. They're his neighbors, but then David was my first friend when I moved. They came later. And David Flynn, we would play pretend, like playing Dragon Ball Z. We used to make our own characters and like write out their abilities and stuff. He grew up to be a writer. It's really kind of poetic, because we would create our scenarios when we play. Yeah. And he grew up to be a writer, like a book writer. Oh. And I'm a lyricist, so it's kind of tight. But sometimes we would argue, and he got mad once. And he was trying to fuck me up. And he's like a year older than me. And I'm like, wait, you're not supposed to fight your friend. So I didn't want to fight him. And I'm just letting him kick me in my stomach, like over and over and over. And I was a solid kid. He was older, but he was smaller. So he's just like coming at my tummy with his kicks, right? Full on kicks coming at me, right? And then I just kind of like, it was kind of like he stopped, and I just kind of went back in the house. And then I told my mom, like, David's trying to beat me up. And the idea of that is what made me cry. I didn't cry until I was like thinking, like, David of all people,
your
trying
friend.
to beat me up. Yeah. But my mom's hood as fuck. And she was like, go out there and kick. My mom's terrifying. Like, when she's angry, her lips shrink. Go out there and kick his ass. What the, you know, she's getting angry, right? Yeah. The hood is coming out.
And you're a natural pacifist, it seems like.
Kid me.
Yeah.
You know, that has had to change as the me I am today. But
unfortunately, times and circumstance will do that to people.
You got, you know, sometimes, they try you and you got to show them.
Yeah.
To kind of put it lightly. But like, I would, of course, like to return to that, and be the pure version. That's the goal, is to be Paix Kid again. Yeah. That's the goal. But to get back to the story where my mom's like, like, get out there, like, you're bigger or whatever the fuck. And then she actually told me this story. I don't remember this part, but she told me that I said, didn't Martin Luther King say you have to love your brother? And I like fought back, and she just told me, like, she was just silent. I don't remember that part. So there's parts of me that I'm like, I don't remember that. I remember David and the kicking and going in and like stop, and then we reunited and we were good.
Yeah. But
apparently I'm like quoting Martin Luther King and stuff. Yeah. So it's like, I think that is my strength, is to be the sweetness, In rap, you don't want to be sweet. That's not sweet is one of the biggest disses you can get. And I realized, like, I'm gonna go be sweet, Go let it happen. I'm gonna be on that side of things. I'm gonna be the reason, right? Because I feel like that sweetness is in tune with your inner self, like, who, the inner strength is real strength. That's the stuff I like to write about. The hard conversation. Like, what if it's not how it's being projected societally as a whole? It's like, maybe there's more to it than meets the eye. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's what I write about.
I love it. I mean, my question to you now is, do you consider yourself a rapper? Because I hear your music is very eclectic to me. I love it.
Thank you very much. I think, like, the way hip hop works, because I don't want to say I'm a rapper, but the way hip hop works, if you understand it and you're a part of it, and you understand how it works, you have to do it, because you have to keep it alive. When people say hip hop is dead or whatever, that's because they're not exercising it as it's being done. And I mean, it's not to say like I can listen to an artist that is just a rapper and they're making their money. They're making like 6 figures, 8 figures on their message, and it's not a message that is akin to the hip hop originally. I can still party to it,
Yeah.
But that's just my approach. Is like, if I have a lyric, I'm just trying to add lyrics to the wall of hip hop. I'm just trying to say, oh, this is idea. I haven't heard anybody say it like this. Let's do this. That's kind of, I like rap, so I will rap, but I'm not a rapper.
That's what I wanted to say. I'm like, when I say eclectic, it's because I noticed you'll have different like, how does it say, your songs vary. There's variable to it. You'll be singing, you'll go falsetto, there's a lot of fun attributes to it. I don't know how to talk music, so please forgive me with that.
Anything we're barely learning, like, you're a baby at. Like, Medium Podcast is a baby.
Yeah, this is a baby.
If you're a baby right now, be a baby.
Little baby.
If you're learning music. That's hilarious. I wish you guys had an ad of like a commercial where, like, it's like you have like the sound bite of like baby like crying, and it's just like this in a diaper.
It's Connor dripping sweat in a hospital gown, and he's on a gurney, and you're just like, ah! And then out comes the sign.
It comes out with a diaper on already.
Yeah, because he gives birth, not me.
No, what the heck?
Nah, he's a nah.
Yeah, he's the fertile one. He's got.
What were you about to say?
I don't know. I'm like, I mean, it's just funnier if you're having the wood baby.
I agree. Or like I slept with Pinocchio.
You probably had a good ride. You just told him to lie to you, right?
Yeah, I just lied. Yeah, he just lied to me a bunch.
Lie harder. Stop. Okay, Pinocchio, I'm so sorry to talk badly on your name.
Hey, no, he's free. You can use him with whatever you want at this point. Yeah. Disney doesn't own him 100% anymore, right?
Oh, really? I thought that was a gloveless Mickey.
Oh, I heard Pinocchio is about to be, or maybe it's soon that you're allowed to use Pinocchio.
Everything's becoming public domain.
Shrek had fun. Pinocchio, like. He's been already a part of the loop.
You might be right.
Yeah. If Shrek has Pinocchio, you can talk all the shit you want. Like,
you're right. And they have the gingerbread man.
Yeah, that's Shrek.
Yeah. Okay. So I was saying a lot of variable in your music. I write down everything so I don't forget what I'm saying. But the variable in your music, right?
Yeah.
That's why I asked about the rapper thing. I when you say hip hop,
Yeah.
hip hop artist. That not saying again, it's just that is what I considered it before.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
I
But I
think-
do hear you rap in your songs.
Yeah, there's gonna be rap all the time. And then like the Amboy record, it's on Safe's. If you ever want to check it out, it's on Safe's Bandcamp. I'm a bad friend, and I didn't put it on. It was on like all streaming services, and I just didn't put it on because I'm just lazy, you know. But I rapped like more than sang on that one. It's interesting, and in a way, it was like a fun exercise for both of us. But if I can kind of simply put the Paix Kid stuff, I just make whatever the fuck I want to, you know. If it's like I hear this idea, I'm just gonna put it out. I don't care about like the whole like you have business and stuff I should worry about, like oh, my demographic or my formula for who is listening to whatever, and like the business plan, how it works, the package of all of it. When do I have time for any of that? Like
You're creating to create.
yeah, I'm alive. Like I just get to
Yeah.
get to create. You know, I'm glad I still have time to. You know, I work a lot of hours. You know, trucking, it takes a lot of life, so you just get it where you fit it. You know.
And that's kind of what I wanted to ask too, because driving, what made you go from you obviously had a job when you were always creating, you know what I mean? But what made you want to go into trucking?
So that's a very deep and selfish part of my life. I feel like there was a part in my life where I was just doing everything I can for everybody involved in my life. And though it wasn't interpreted as I thought it would be, you know, it kind of put me in a position where I can afford a music life. But truthfully, trucking was never something I like woke up like, wow, I think I'm ready to go take that test.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, if you ever look at my Class A license, there's a smile there, but I'm crying. Like, there's sad eyes. Like, I knew I was about to hit the road, because I hit the road like a week after.
Yeah.
And I was in snow, like Cali boy in snow.
And you've been on the road since, yeah.
Black ice. Like, we're not cut from black ice cloth. We're cut from like maybe like a black salt cocktail
You're
at
freaking
Yard
out.
House.
You're freaking out because you haven't seen a palm tree in 2 days.
Yeah.
You're like, where is it?
I'm fiending for my palm trees. Daddy wants his trees. But no, you know, it was very much like a very coming of age moment of like, I need to make more money. There's a lot of parties involved and I'm freaking out. I got bills and debt and I don't know what to do. Like, I need to do something and I still want to live, and like just kind of jumped. You know, I feel like it kind of put me in a cool spot because now I got a little thing that helps me get dough. It's good money. You know, I could go get a truck and then like start a company. Like, it's a path I could go on.
Yeah.
Probably won't, but it's an option. You know?
Well, I mean, it's super cool that you ended up, you know, you're like, regardless of how you felt going into it, you've still managed to find a way to harmonize music and trucking, and you're producing, again, what was it? Producing, writing, recording music while you're on the road. Yeah. Which is incredible. Because that is hard. That's a lot of time.
Yeah.
I work in construction, so I'm around a lot of drivers, and I hear a lot of the struggles that they go through. Yeah. We have a Class A driver in my company. She's a 20-year-old girl. Yeah. It's pretty cool. All the guys are always tripping out because she's like this big when she pops out, but she's driving the semi-truck. She'll, you know, tow 50-foot trailers. It's pretty cool.
Anybody could have it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's like kind of like, yeah, I kind of like it though. Like, I like that it's given me the opportunity to kind of just be everywhere, see the country coast to coast, and it kind of works out. Like, I kind of have even though it originally came from a dark place and why I had to, and feeling the struggle, and just like, I always just kind of run. I'm very much like a leap of faith kind of person to a fault. Like, I just say like, oh, I can do it. I'll do it. Let's just go do it. I don't want to be here. Let's go here. Let's go. What tools do I need to get me where I'm trying to be? Nothing here is going to get me there. So let's go get that, you know? So then like, it's kind of very much like an Amor Fati kind of look to it. It's very like, you know, like,
what's that mean?
So
Fati.
So I think like Nietzsche or some philosopher said it, or somebody said it. And it's kind of like everything that happens to you, it's a process. Like, it's at least how I kind of understand.
Yeah. Your interpretation.
It's kind of like to say, the bad is good. You know, it's all good. It's all for good, you know. It's like the shit that happens to you is going to get you where, you know, it's going to get you to the next thing. It's very, another positive way to say. It's another way to say something like fate is like, I love my fate, I think is what it directly translates to.
Okay. I like that.
Yeah.
My question for you is, like, you did mention you're driving cross country, coast to coast. As you're driving through different states and different cities and you're seeing different people, different cultures.
Oh yeah.
Is all that inspiration for you when you come and go?
Big, because it's big inspiration, because then I never need a tour guide on my tour. So when I go on tour, I know where all the good spots are. I know where to go.
I didn't even
know
think
where the
about
food
that.
Is. I'm writing down different places to eat. I'm like writing down different museums.
And that's you manifesting it. You know what I mean? It's when I go on tour, I'm going to know everything. And that's so cool. I didn't even think about that.
It's all good. That's what I'm saying. It's
the diners, the area.
I know where it's at.
You drove by the theater you're going to be playing at.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm keeping my eyes peeled, because I don't, it's just like, you got to always be ready. You have to just add it to your life. You're alive. There's things you want to do. You add it. Add that to the toolbox. Add it. Boom, boom, boom. You're just an experiencing experiences to make one. It's like universe means one verse, like one song. It's just like the song of your life. How do these different things harmonize, as you said earlier, you know?
How do you, Connor, draw your inspiration? Like, is it in a similar type of...
It's pretty random, if I can say.
Uh-huh.
It's definitely really, really random. Like, I'm never really, like, thinking about something specific. It's just something happens, and then I want to create from there.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know that, too, because a lot of times, like, I'll, like, see a big part, say it's, like, you know, form follows function. Say if it's, like, I'm writing, so this big thing, big-ass thing I'm doing, there's a lot of form, and I have to write within the confines of the form. So it's the big challenge. That's like this has to fit in this box, but I'm over here trying to squeeze it all in, right?
Yeah.
So I have to kind of maybe compromise some things, but just try to be efficient, try to get it going.
So when you say form and stuff like that, you have 10 projects coming out, right? You said 2 full-length albums, 4 EPs?
4 EPs, 2 full-length,
and then
4 albums.
4 albums.
With Ash, yeah.
Okay. When you're saying within that form, are you trying to have it like, okay, how do I say this? There are 10 different projects, but are they all one?
78. Yep. It's one thing.
That's so cool. Very intentional.
Yeah. So to kind of, I will get back to that. Try my best. Maybe remind me if you can. But
the intention.
I want to say that I agree with Connor, where a lot of the times it is random. Especially when I say form follows function. Sometimes it's like, okay, I got this idea, and then I'll go like 2 days, and I'm like, nothing's gonna come out. I'll be like free. It'll be like 2 weekend days, or I'm off. You know, I'm having my home time, right? I'll be a whole like week sometimes, and then like of a whole week where I could have been working, and then like it'll be like 11 o'clock and I have an hour and I have an early morning the next day, and I'm just like, oh fuck, like this is happening, and then I just have to like do it, and I'm like pumping it out like, fuck, why would you come now? And I need this is everything. I see it, and then it's like it's like the whole thing is right in that moment. It just shits out of your brain. Like you're like, there's no way sometimes to really gauge it, but I think with the amount of experience I have with writing, I can force myself into the breakthrough, like punch the glass until eventually, it's like Uma Thurman in the coffin in freaking Kill Bill.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Beatrix,
you're breaking
kiddo.
through. Yeah.
It's really like it's hard. It's really hard because it's like you don't want to force it, and then it's like you look back and you're like, man, I forced it. I wish I didn't. You know, sometimes it's you don't. It's like unnatural creativity because you're like, come on. But it's like when it's for you, it's your project. It's like I need this. Come on, like. I think I called you guys when I had that lyric, and I was talking to Ash. Yeah, Ash was kicking it with you, and I had a lyric that I was like, I wanted to sound more aggressive. Like I have like a soft.
Right. Yeah. I remember this.
I had a soft. I have like more of like a soft, like a flowery, like high, like an R&B voice, right?
Yeah.
But I wanted to be like. I wanted to sound like freaking Dracula, you know the song? The song in The Matrix that's like, they're in the club and she's like, I know you, Neo. That part, that song, I wanted to sound like that. And I tried for like 3 hours till I was like blue in the face. And I was like, I just can't do it. Like, stuff like that'll happen.
Yeah.
But then you still get to the thing. Like, you still get to the thing it's supposed to be. You know, you understand, like, you kind of just be like, okay, I'm not that. I need to meet people that sound like freaking Creed when I want to have a song that sounds like Creed. I meet somebody that raps like two Chainz. Or it's like, I meet somebody that knows Italian and they can sing this and help me write this part. Like, my friend Calypso helped me when I was trying to write this song that will probably never come out. My friend Sarah helped me with French. They can both speak French. And it just, songs I didn't end up ever finishing, you know.
Yeah.
Songs that are great, the world may never see them just because, you know, but that
Just
worked.
because.
Yeah, just
My
because.
least favorite just because.
It's just old, you know. It's like this is old. I don't even feel this way anymore.
Yeah,
you know? I don't want to express. It's like, say, like an artist, especially when artists will come out with their new phase of music and it's different. Like, they go more country, or like they got a new guitarist or something changed.
We've talked about it before on this podcast with Arctic Monkeys and Alex Turner, how they went from just good old fashioned punk to I don't even know what they are anymore though.
They're heroin bender.
Arabella. You nailed it. That's literally it. But he's also looking at himself in the mirror, I think, while he's singing.
He's got a mirror in the studio, but it's kind of far, so it's not
his hair.
It's not a direct shot. It's like a does the eyebrow thing, like the
Jack Black.
yeah.
That's so funny.
You know.
Intention behind being able to create 78 songs to be one. Explain how you get that inspiration to me. Because that's so incredible. I mean, coming from, you know, because my creative outlet's comedy. And, you know, I have a hard time. It's like having a sequence of jokes, right?
Yeah,
None of them are really sequential to a degree, but I'm like, oh, there's got to be a transition or whatever. And I kind of, you know, force it or what have you.
Yeah.
Just to kind of have a conversation be held. But there's a lot more intention behind that when you're recording, producing, and creating songs, not only by yourself, but also in collaboration with another artist.
Yeah. It's just being a student all the time. You know, I'm sure you have your moments where it's like, do you like pay for like your favorite, like who's your favorite comedians if they're alive? Are your heroes alive?
My heroes My heroes are not, I mean, one of them's not alive. Rest in peace, Patrice O'Neal.
Okay.
Probably my all-time favorite comedian right there. But there's a couple that I really respect that are alive right now. Like, I really love Michelle Wolf. She's hilarious to me. I love Shane Gillis, you know, people amongst that type of, I don't know if you know who any of these people are.
Well, I don't, but I'm going to ask you this.
Yeah, hit me.
How many times have hit me? That made me think of fucking Hit Maker. Dun. I thought of Get Your Freak On. I don't know. I just
Missy Elliott.
Like when you said that, it feels like it just like played in my head.
Yeah.
But she says hit. I don't know why I thought of that. But how many times have you seen them live?
I've seen, I believe, Shane Gillis twice, and I have not had the opportunity to go see Michelle Wolf.
And then the one that had passed, right? It's like, are you studying them still? Like, what about them do you love? Now you're their colleague. Now you're in you're playing in the same sandbox now, you know? So it's like, are you studying? Like, are you a student? Are you like listening to the room while you're in the room? You're listening to them, but are you you're putting yourself on the stage while they're, you know what I'm saying? Like doing it. And then you tune into the experience. 100%.
I've even gone as far to, like, I have another comedian who I really love. His name is Tony Hinchcliffe. And I've gone so far as to be like, okay, I'm going to catch his show. He came around twice.
Yeah.
And they were only 2 months apart. I'm like, I know I'm going to hear the same jokes. Right. But I want to go ahead and I want to see him 2 months earlier, 2 months later, see how they change, see how he plays with the room. I went to the 7 o'clock show one night. I went to the 9 o'clock show the next time. You know, little things like that. And it is a lot of observation. I like to sit in the back, kind of see the room, see how they play. Yeah, it is fun being a student. It's
always adding to the different experiments you do, like the social experiment of not so much like you want to enjoy it, but it's like you enjoy comedy, period, because you're a comedian. You're going to enjoy it. You're going to go see it 100 times. You're going to go on tour with somebody. You're gonna
Inshallah, I hope
when
one day.
you go on. We don't talk like that. When you go on tour, because you're gonna go on tour.
Yeah.
I wish that for you. I want that for you badly, right?
Thank you.
When you go with somebody that's like they're like the big homie and they're gonna take you out, you're gonna hear the same jokes like 100 times.
Yeah, of course.
And hear the like it'll work better because the joke is set in like whatever city it happened and it'll be easier. But when you're in a city that's the opposite of that, that's like in the sticks or the opposite, and they do the same thing and you're wondering why it nails, those are the little nuances that you'll start to pick up on, which will then grow you. Then you'll try it. You're gonna do your joke. It'll give you more confidence to do it, and then you'll be like, "Oh, it clicked for some reason." You know, it's just letting yourself fall in love with the art.
Yes.
Is really all it takes.
Yes.
I don't know why I'm talking about this. Like, I don't know shit about comedy.
No, I was before we started the pod. I was saying I want to get you on stage.
Oh,
I think you do really good. I mean, spoken word. You're a poet.
Yeah.
So it's spoken word art.
Uh-huh.
There's the only difference that I think that, you know, as far as like music goes, poetry goes, is you're not expecting like any audience feedback prior to finishing.
Yeah.
Right. Whatever it is. Right.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only difference. Is with comedy, you're playing. It's an ebb and flow with the audience.
Yeah, that's a wave. You're surfing. It's like surfing. It's like comedy is surfing. It's like then like performing in music is like just swimming. In a pool.
No.
Or like synchronized swimming. Or like, but we'll say like surfing as opposed to like body surfing. Like music is like you're in the emotion directly, but then comedy is you're a part of the water, but you're also riding the wave because you can't crash. Because then you're not surfing if you crash. If you crash when you're swimming, you're still swimming. You know.
Yeah, that's true. You're right. You're treading at that point or just floating, whatever. Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay.
You know?
So my
I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, go.
But it all takes the same stamina.
100%.
Stamina is always what people have to remember. You know.
Objectively speaking, though, a lot of people will, if you zoom out on what's considered art, right? A lot of people objectively will look at musicians and consider that art and artistic prior to looking at a comedian saying like, oh, comedy is art.
Yeah, that's true. Which is weird because I feel like comedy is, there's the difference between like, what's the term? What do they do? The term like where it's just like free, like off the top of the head.
Improvisation.
Improv.
Yeah.
So like an improv night, you're just good at being funny and good at reading the room, good at being in tune with it. I think all comedians should always do improv because you have to learn that aspect of it. It's like improv comedy and then freestyle rapping.
Yeah.
Not all rappers freestyle their raps and freestyle their ideas.
Yep.
Not all comedians just riff really well and have that good combo of attacks that happens to be funny as fuck the whole night or their whole set, you know? It's like you have to write that shit. You're thinking about it like, oh, fuck, who am I going to affect? Like, how far am I willing to like push the boundary tonight? Like, how do I feel? And how much of this is going to be like a transmutation of my emotions? And like, can I even say these jokes? Is it going to trigger a sadness that people will see? And then because when they see you, it's like, they'll start to, I feel like for comedians, if you show us like a sign, like you break your poker face for a second, they fucking hound on that.
Yeah, they know.
And then it breaks you down. It's like, well, there goes my set, bro.
Yeah.
Fuck it, you know.
You dive into the bomb.
You know. So, I don't even know what I was talking about. What were we? Why did I say that?
Because I was asking you about the attention behind. Because like I'm saying it's hard to make a joke.
Yeah.
People
don't.
Be one thing, right?
Yeah.
I could
As
take
an art
4
form.
different ideas about dogs, and I'm like, how do I take these 4 different ideas and make it one?
Yeah.
But you made 78 songs. Again, independently produced and co-written, or you know, with a co-artist with Ashton. Mm-hmm. And you're saying that these 10 albums, these 78 songs, they're all, I mean, obviously they're all different, but they are of one project.
I'll put it this way. For people that know, because I'm not even going to really spill too many beans tonight.
Ooh, man.
I'll tell you. I'll even show you some of the songs after. But I'm not going to spill the beans tonight because
got it.
It's very specific and it'll make sense when I tell you. I wouldn't probably even tell you if you didn't let me on the show. Like, I would just be like, oh yeah, maybe she'll get it, maybe she won't. People that know, like, it's a very, if you know, you know. Unless I already told you, then you know. But it's a, if you know, you know. And even just the number alone is kind of, I think people that know especially if they know what I've been up to. They know like the specifics behind the number and how I'm using it. And they're
so it has a lot of subjective meaning to you. It's personal.
This is fun.
It's just fun.
It's just like in a way it's more of like I'm studying something. I'm studying something and I'm putting in the thing I'm studying and then I'm writing an essay on it. It's just 78 pages long.
Yeah, when I was getting kind of ready for this episode, I was telling Con, I was like, oh, I think he's got a new album coming out. He's like, oh, Jason's always making music. Yeah. He's always got a project coming out.
I be balls deep in the music. I don't hang out like years.
It's your woman. Music's your woman.
Music is my woman. I like, say, even around Apathian days, people would invite me to parties and I would literally like before Apathian's my old band with Ashton. That's the first project.
I've been to a couple shows.
Did you really?
He had a show up it was in that weird event space in that brick building.
Oh, not Bridgetown, Blood Orange.
He went to the Blood Orange shows?
Yeah.
Blood Orange isn't there anymore, so I went.
Downtown Riverside,
yeah,
right?
Connor
He went to Blood Orange? Oh my God.
I'm thinking of the right spot, right? It was like a cool little room. Yeah, it was awesome.
Definitely. There's like zines and like...
It was, yeah, and I was in elementary school with your guys' vocalist, the Kevin, back in the day.
Yeah.
It was with Kevin, right?
Yeah.
Am I getting that right? Yeah. We were in like 4th grade together.
Yeah.
Are you older than us?
About like a year.
Oh, okay.
A year, I think.
It's just there's an interesting detail about Kevin I'll tell you after.
Yeah,
I don't want to put their business out there.
No, that's cool.
But those are all, that's my family, like Apathian.
I was there, so I guess the first time we met wasn't the first time I saw you, I guess, because...
So you saw me just freaking out and like...
You're drumming. Okay, I didn't even know you were the drummer, to be honest. I was just rocking out. I was headbanging.
That's so tight.
Yeah.
There was a time I saw one of the craziest like moments. This was a year after Apathian broke up. Went to FYF, right? Mm-hmm. There's a bigger story to that. It's just the chaos of Death Grips because there was a fire. I had crutches because I hurt my ankle. The crutches were gone.
We're gone.
Gone. You could see him like walking? Floating. I wasn't. The crazy thing is, you see the homie Rocha. He disappears into the pit. I get jettisoned through the entire crowd into the front row. There is I have witnesses, including the homie Becca, who is also a comedian.
That's so cool.
And she was tripping, and I summoned her by getting everybody around to chant her name. And it worked. And then she pops out. And then that happened. They play. And then at the end of the set, I got bit in the wrist, mind you. I got bit.
Who bit you?
Some girl bit me. And
some
then
vampire?
We were all crushed up to the front, bit me, and then you can see her head sink back in. Into the void.
Like a little piranha.
Yeah, totally happened. Zazu will attest to the fire that started to the side.
What?
Yeah, it was crazy. And then... After the set, to put the icing on the cake for moi specifically.
This is chaos.
Then there was 2 dudes that turned around and they're like, Apathian? And I'm like, nobody even knows. Apathian broke up a year ago. How do you even know? It was like a moment where
that's so cool.
Yeah. So, that's always
life's a dream in those moments.
It's always a dream. It's just, you never know how much you can impact people with your art,
Yeah.
So that shit like that, it's you can't stop.
Especially at a place like FYF, there's hundreds of people in the crowd.
That was that whole thing. And I don't even remember why I brought that up, but that's Apathian to me. Apathian was just a powerful moment for us. Ashton was writing some of his raddest riffs, and I was talking to him earlier about it. It's very much it's creating the momentum, doing the show, giving the reason to why you're even doing it, and be able to pull out more. It's you get hungry. It's okay, I toured, I did this. Now what?
Where did you guys tour?
We toured, so we did a big one. We would go to just farther cities sometimes. We'd end up in Arizona. We did one little Arizona and back. We did a heart-shaped West Coast tour. So we did Cali, the bulk of Cali, from the south going more southern, then we hit Arizona, hit New Mexico, Colorado, went Utah. That was a tight show. I don't remember the order, but some of them. One of them was like when we went to like Washington, we went to Portland, then Washington, then back to Cali, kind of deal, you know, and just we just did it. It was like a few weeks. Was eating like peanut. We had run out of peanut butter, I think. We were eating like peanut and Nutella sandwiches, just peanuts, and Nutella. Fire though. Eating like raw Chef Boyardee, but it's cooked, so it's okay.
Cold Chef Boyardee.
Just doing it. We made our merch. We had a little otter. You had an otter shirt, huh?
I do. I still have my otter shirt. Yeah, I still have it.
I never got one.
Really?
I wish I had one.
I'd give you mine, but it's gonna be too small for you.
Dude, I'm just happy that you still have it. Like, I think my mom has the original Pathian cat shirts that Ian Thompson made.
Yeah, I never got one of those.
Yeah, man. Like, I think my mom had. I think she has it. She probably lost it. She probably gave it to Goodwill or something. But our little otter pop shirts, they're like, they have a little starfish.
Melissa, you've seen my otter shirt. It's okay, cool.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
I know
Cameron
your
drew
Pathian
those.
shirts.
Yeah, the homie Cameron, she did a lot of stuff. She did like the artwork for Eve and just good,
How neat.
Yeah, I have that tattooed on my rib.
Oh, that is very cool.
And then we did our merch, and that's how we had gas to get around. Sold the merch, and we didn't like make money. We just made it. It was just like
it paid for itself.
Yeah, it's like a family vacation.
How freaking cool.
Yeah.
Did you notice a difference? Well, I mean, gosh, like hardcore fans are hardcore fans. You know what I mean? Like, is there a difference in hardcore fans in Utah versus SoCal? Do they mosh different? Do they?
Well, it's always a matter of like, there's always a little nuances. Of course, you can hear how people talk differently. You can see how people dance differently. But the scenes we would end up in, the shows we'd end up with, were always like a mixed bag. We're playing with power violence and like metal, like stoner metal bands, or that may actually fit better than power violence. But then our stuff was always so mixed up. Yeah. Like there was somebody, the homie, rest his soul, wrote an article, and he kind of, it was either him or the homie's homie. They would call us chaotic bongcore. So there's not like a genre, where do you put chaotic bongcore?
What is bongcore?
Bongcore. This is my favorite thing anybody has ever said about anything I ever made. Like, that's hilarious, right? But I never forgot that. Like, so when I hear music that's similar, I'm just like, that's bongcore, But you have like stoner metal, stoner rock. And you have really like technical metal where there's like a lot of time signatures and they're doing all the math and stuff.
Connor and Ashton have me very much into Delta Sleep, Chon, Covet, odd time signature bands. Yeah, I know some. Yeah,
Chon all day.
Love them. One of my niece. That's one of my little favorite moments, because it's like, you talk about being a kid and being influenced by the people older than you. Yeah. I have a lot of nieces and nephews, and I was like, yo, when you're studying, you should listen to this, or like when you're relaxing. And now she listens to Chon and Covet and all that stuff all the time.
I love that.
And I'm a little bummed though, because since she's gotten into them, they haven't been touring. Oh, and those are shows I could take my niece to. You know what I mean? Because they do all ages. It's not. Yeah. So Chon, it's a little bit of a bummer.
I think Chon went on hiatus recently. I think.
Is that what that is?
On hiatus, yeah.
¿Por qué? Ay, Dios mío.
Life stuff.
It is what it is. Let them know,
they needed a break, is from what I heard. They just wanted a break.
Do you have a favorite song of your own, like one that you're most proud of?
A favorite song of my repertoire of songs?
Oui.
Favorite song.
Tu parles français?
I don't know French.
Oh,
that's the thing. And the funny thing is, I got Italian in my Duolingo right now. I'm not even studying French.
Italian?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like,
well, because you said moi earlier. I was like,
I've been saying French.
Okay.
But I'm studying Italian. I have a favorite song of mine. It's like, it's hard to think because I'm so plugged in. Like, even when I'm writing this deeply, I'm not really listening to a lot of music. Because like when I listen to music, I don't want to like absorb it too much, and then I'm making what I hear. And
that makes sense.
Write a whole ass lyric by somebody. Like the Fall of Troy have a lyric where they say, she and all her girlfriends, they go out. That's an Andre 3000 lyric. Fall of Troy is a post-hardcore band. Andre 3000 is Andre 3000.
Yeah.
well, pre Blue Sky Sun or whatever this flute record. But it's like I don't want to do that. I want to add to the lyric space, you know.
Yeah.
To get back to your question, I'll tell you this: I have a favorite lyric that I just like because I think it's good, and I think it goes back to like my floor plan, like my cover letter of my lyricism. So I say, also the songs I wrote in the Mochi story, I wrote them so quick, so like I'm not performing, so I'm not thinking of them right now. So it's I turn the stones and crunch the rubble right off the beaten path, and I've been toiling in my trouble, eliminated all my wrath. I've run away into my fears, and to the sky I found the floor, and I'm not the me that you fell in love with anymore. So the lyric, I run away into my fears, it's kind of like you run away so far, you can only go so far. The world is only so big, and if your world is small, your small world's only so big. You're going to run into your fear at some point. But I feel like that's the point you need to get. If you're not going to face it, you're going to come to it at some point. It's going to come back. You can either choose to keep running until you run out, or you choose to deal with it, hug your dark side, and keep going together. But I feel like that's just like stuff like, that's the type of shit that I like in my music, to be able to do that. You know?
That's a really neat dichotomy that you play with, because so often people will run away from their fears.
Yeah.
And it's, you know, there's a piece of your brain that when you do something you're afraid of, and when you're challenging yourself, it grows. I'm forgetting the name of it right now. That doesn't matter, but it grows, right?
Yeah.
But the second you stop being afraid of that thing and you do it again, it no longer grows. So it's that challenge to yourself. And that's a really beautiful thing to convey into a lyric.
Yeah, and it's like this poppy, like synthy, dun, dun, and the homie Lefty is in the beginning.
Yeah.
And it's like...
What song is that?
Oh, that's He, Him.
He, Him?
Yeah.
Okay.
To say, like, to answer the question, right? Like, I wouldn't say that's my favorite song, because there's parts that I feel like I rushed, and I'm like, fuck, I put that out, and I wanted to work on it more. It could have been better. But it's like, I love that. Like, that song is like, He, Him is like a very, like... It's just like a... It's just, you know, there's a lot of love in there. And I think that's what I'm proud of. But I don't know if it's my favorite. I just like that lyric. I like that was where that lyric got put, you know, because that's very much like that song I wrote another one of those ones where I wrote it maybe 6 times. And then there was that point I was trucking in like some summer, and it was nighttime, and it just, boom, just like that exact, like a lot of times fun fact, I actually freestyle a lot of my ideas. So fully like fleshed out lyrics, just shit out my mouth.
Do you voice memo them when they cut? Cool. Hell yeah.
But I've been shying away from that, because you could lose a phone, you know. And then there was a time I lost a phone, and I lost a ton of lyrics. But luckily, they'll peer in. I have like memory banks of shit. Like my brain's weird. I have like file cabinets of. They
pop in and out like that chick who bit you. They remind you I'm here. Bite.
I hope like I met her down the line and we ended up being really cool. She actually bit me, and then it's like I find out she bites people at shows. Like, did you go see Dexter's? Like, who does that?
You're having a drink, and she's just like, yeah, one of my favorite things to do is I like to bite people who are crowd surfing.
You know, like that happened to me, and like that's not the first time I've been bit at a show. But that's a story for another day. That's what I'm saying. I think stuff just be happening, you know? You get hit with stuff.
That's not the first time I've been bit at a show. I'm sorry.
That's real.
Okay.
You all right over there?
I've never been bit in public. Period.
They got zombies, man.
I'm sorry, that was just so funny to me. Because that was so bizarre for me to hear that you got bit in the first place. So for you to be like, that's not the first time I've been bit. Okay. I'm composed. I'm good. That was really funny to me. Thank you.
Life is wild.
That was a good little laugh. What were we talking? That one lost me. You lost me on that one.
Shit. He, him, lyrics.
Oh, you lose a phone.
Yeah, it's like.
So what do you do? What do you do now if you're not doing voice memos on the phone?
Well, I've been writing a lot. I've been writing out stuff a ton. Just getting notebooks. I started to write things in my head and freestyle because of that.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, that you can lose a notebook. You know, I've lost notebooks of like comics I used to draw when I was little. But it's like I just got that type of mind where it's just all here.
Yeah.
So I think I do the memo if I'm trying to make more space, but I don't necessarily have to if I have the equipment to record, I'll just record it.
Yeah.
But if it's like I'm trucking, I'm like miles and like states and states over, then it's like I need to keep that because I need to make space for more. So it's really just to kind of put it to you know.
Do you travel
storage.
with like a mic and computer and all that stuff when you're driving?
I have brought my equipment. That's like the job
cool.
I'm doing now. That's kind of where I've been is like bring my equipment with me.
Yeah.
Like my computer with me. But say like the trucks, they don't always have outlets that work. So my inverter, I haven't been able to find it. I think I lost it in Long Beach. But I have driven in a car with my current computer setup. I just have like a Mac Mini and my TV monitor. I've made music in the car just driving around, like go to Santa Monica Park. Oh, it's like, this is how I feel I'm gonna make this.
You get pulled over, you're like, I wasn't texting and driving, officer. I was creating and driving.
That's good.
When you go off the road a little bit.
Oh, right. Just like, oh, shit.
Like, are you doing it while you're driving?
Oh, fuck no.
Oh,
Nah,
okay. Just kidding then. See, that's what I imagined. I'm like, you're just like, yeah.
No. I mean, just like, it'll be with me. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Well, I know when you're not driving, you said when you were in a car. Not
get
obviously not when you're working, duh. God, because semi-trucks are scary. It's a lot of responsibility what you do.
it's terrifying.
It's a lot of responsibility.
I've seen some shit. I've done some shit, but.
What do you deliver?
So I can't really like talk about what I deliver in this job right now.
Oh, that's fine.
It's just like, you know, but I've delivered a lot of shit. Like I've delivered, it's not like I'm not like delivering anything bad. It's art.
He's delivering Russian spies.
I'm delivering art. I guess it's not that bad, but like art handling and stuff. So
that's really cool.
The job I'm at right now.
I have a friend of mine that does trucking, and he was saying that like one of the most dangerous things that you could deliver is tobacco.
Oh wow.
That people will like try to find tobacco trucks and
they
rob
boost
them.
Yeah. There's always
like
boosting
Fast and
happening.
Furious, dude. What?
Yeah. I think it's more like I can't put my company in jeopardy.
No, of course not.
You know, like,
Yeah.
But it's, you know, I deliver art and it's like heavy ass art, like just like it's
like
heavy.
statues.
Everything.
That's so neat.
Glass. That's the scariest shit, especially like on 40.
Look
Interstate
look
40.
how you found yourself. That's kind of neat, right? You're an
Yeah.
artist. You know,
It's
of
super
all things to
inspiring.
be driving. That's a pretty neat thing to full circle. That's what that is.
Super inspiring. You know, it's pretty. Like I'm glad of all that I get to see. You know,
Yeah.
it's all pretty good.
And it's around you, so it's like, I don't know, like if life's a fish tank and you try to make like your fish tank beautiful and enjoyable, right? It's like at least you're not driving a freezer full of beef.
I've been there too. Uh-huh. Ramen noodles, beers, everything. Like I've done a lot of
Candy,
stuff. Candy.
Russian spies.
Nah,
I thought I caught him.
we don't do that.
Damn
Ain't
it.
gonna happen. We don't.
It ain't gonna happen.
You know, no contraband. I don't trap. I don't.
Oh yeah, no, I'm joking, dog. I'm joking. But you said you're learning Italian, and I'm like, shit. The only Italian I know is like what I heard in Sopranos. I'm like, ay marron, like
Yeah, like croissant isn't croissant in Italian. It's like cornetto.
Oh,
Yeah, stuff like that. Sugar is zucchero. There's like stuff but the funny thing I'm realizing, it's really close to. It's like the same as Spanish. Almost.
Yeah, similar.
Little things like little things you notice the similarities, you know. But I just want to know more than English.
I was gonna
It's
ask
boring
right
as
now. Do you
hell.
only speak English?
I can understand Spanish.
Yeah. Oh, cool.
I can understand it better than I speak it. I just don't have the words a lot.
Yeah.
Like it was my first language actually.
Oh wow.
But babysitter, she gets fired. Dad understands Spanish. Mom doesn't like that I don't know English and can understand Spanish. So I think there was something there. And I think it's just my mind was already ready to learn it because I was already there first. But so long ago, who knows? Like I just maybe I just am a good listener, you know. But I didn't. It's not like I kept it. Like there wasn't enough people around me speaking it when I'm like a baby, you know. So that goes away.
I work in not in a Spanish speak, but a lot of the people that I work with are Spanish speaking. Yeah. And it's pretty cool because they've been really patient. And if I ask them stuff, and they'll kind of teach me things here and there. And I don't speak Spanish well. Yeah. It sounds really good, but that's just because I speak Arabic fluently. There's
way more action with the mouth with Spanish and Arabic than there's English. I feel like English, you could just like close your mouth and it can come out. It's like you can mumble it. I feel like Arabic there's so much more you have to do. There's more H's. Like there's more like.
Well, it's funny that you say that because like, you know, when you're texting, like the QWERTY keyboard is international, right? Yeah. So like if you're sending someone like there's a word you can say like the same thing as like bon appetit or enjoy your meal. It's called sahtan, right? Mm-hmm. But that sound, like there's really nothing to translate that in written word if you're using English letters. Yeah. So the way that they'll do it is like SA7 to make that 7 is that sound. The 2 is like sa'il, right? Yeah. Or like a 3 is like ammo, mister. So they'll put that together. So if I want to say like, oh, my uncle, my ammo, right, is like my 3MO, ammo. But that 3 is that sound, and it's like a little Arabic thing that
it requires more than English. Yeah. It's like you got to.
Yeah, we got numbers now when we're texting.
We're speaking in numbers full. Yeah. You know? See, because I've seen it written I've seen 7s and stuff.
Yeah, in the middle of words now, you know, it's a
wow. Yeah. Because the is always what fascinated me. I had an ex in like college. She was learning Arabic, and I remember the thing I learned while she's learning. I was like, I want to know shit. Yeah. Like how there's like the different ways. There's like Egyptian Arabic and like the different ones, and then there's like 3 different ways to say chicken. It was like the gag and the judge or something like that.
Like in Arabic?
Yeah.
I know jej.
Jej.
Yeah.
I don't know shit.
Jej, like a chicken. Yeah.
So with like there's that, and then there was the H's. There was like it was the different H's. Was like there's like just the and then there's yeah. It was like you have to do.
Can you give phlegm?
Yeah. They have to. That's the third one, right? Yeah. There's different. There's different.
There's
letters.
A lot of phlegmy words. Not enough phlegm. Yeah, that's when you're speaking Arabic.
Did I do that phlegm one good?
Yeah. Okay. That's not bad at all. Say khalas.
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 Yeah, you're throwing a h in it a little too much. It's more at the like khalas. The like where your nasal cavity meets your tongue, like khalas. Kh.
I don't want to spit.
Is that like a little skill I have? I can make that sound without spitting. Is that an American thing, you guys?
Probably.
I'm proud.
It could be like DNA information.
Khalas means stop it or stop.
Show me again.
Khalas. Like where your nasal oropharynx kind of meets. That's it right there.
I had to close my eyes. I had to get into it.
You felt it. You transported Jason into your mouth, and you're like, there, it's hitting the right part of the tongue.
I had to skidoo.
Well, that's like the funny thing that people don't really realize is like the only difference between an R and an L is where your tongue lands in your mouth, right? Yeah. R is it's going back. L is in the front of the mouth, and that's why people interchange them a lot if they have speech impediments and things like that, because it's just what your tongue can do, what it can reach.
The tongue is an interesting muscle.
Yeah.
You just taught me right now.
Oh, yeah. It's a lot of the reason why people won't be able to pronounce their L's is because the little thing that connects your tongue at the bottom is too tight. So it doesn't allow your tongue to reach to say L.
You don't learn. Or it's like an actual physiological thing?
Yeah. I don't know what that little piece of connective tissue is called. Yeah, that thing. If it goes too far. Yeah.
Where's the
this one's you. Yeah, that thing. If it goes too far up to the tip of your tongue, then it physically will not, because say L, right? It's at the top. It's at the tip of your teeth, right? Oh, so it physically will not allow your tongue to reach it. That's why some people have difficulty. Yeah.
It takes wow.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Well, there's just certain words like that are kind of powerful. Like if you say the word fuck, right? Starts at the front of the mouth, it ends at the back. It's very like expressive, right? Almost like the word, can we bleep it when I say it? When you say the word right? It does the opposite. It goes from the back of your throat to the front of your mouth. It's like you're pushing it out versus it's very interesting. Words are fun.
Yeah, when you said I was like,
you felt it.
It was like it clicked in my brain what you were saying. I was like, whoa. You just made words tighter to me right now.
Tighter. It's fun. I mean, that's a lot of the stuff that goes into it too, right? Because, we were talking about range with Ashton, and he's like, it's not that you can't sing. You're trying to sing shit that's not in your range. And I'm like, okay, whatever. I thought I could sound like anybody. I'm an old dirty bastard. That's a funny one to pretend I can't sound like because he's older.
But he has... Okay, you can sing because I heard you on one of the episodes. I remember you sang something.
You're a fibber.
No, I'm gonna look for it and I'm gonna send it to you.
You're all this moment.
I hear it because I like to listen to people's voices because I believe everybody, just like Ash, like I believe everybody could sing. And sometimes it could be the range. Sometimes it's just like you just have to, like my homie Heidi, one of the sweetest people in my life. The way that she made me realize how to vocalize different notes, like hitting notes, like hitting multiple notes and like controlling it to evoke emotions or whatever. You just listen to the note you want to sing and sing it with your mouth. You just do it. You just trust that you can, that you got it. It's like dreaming. It's like flying in a dream. Just do it.
Do you ever do karaoke?
I would if I was in the place to do it. Like the last time I did karaoke was like years back in Little Tokyo. They do on the stage. They just let everyone do it.
Oh, cool.
Like Fridays. I don't know if they still do it.
Yeah.
And that's the last time I did it. And it was tight. I sang Junior Senior, fucking everybody.
Oh, nice.
That's my shit, yeah. And that was, but it's like, I should do more karaoke. Like, I love karaoke. It's just, I feel like when people want to do it with me, they're like, well, you sing. I can't do karaoke with you. Like, it's like
if
they
you
feel
were to
intimidated, I guess.
We're in a karaoke bar. What song does Jason pick to sing right here, right now?
Don't Stop.
Same one?
Fucking, yeah. Junior Senior.
Hell
fucking
yeah.
Nicki Minaj just sampled that in her new album.
Yeah. Everybody. Yeah, when it does that. It's fun. The sample's fun, but I don't like listening to, not that it just makes me want to hear the original song, yeah.
That's my shit. Like, I just, either that or I'm probably going to sing a Shaka Khan song. I'm probably going to sing like, Can't Nobody Love Me.
Oh, that's a good one.
But you don't sing songs like, I don't sing karaoke to sound good. I sing karaoke to sound like shit. Like, to just have fun. Like,
what would be your karaoke song, Con?
I do not do karaoke.
We just used teleportation for the first time in human history.
You're here.
I just said we teleported. It's the first time in human history, dog. You got to pick a song. It's a once in a lifetime opportunity.
I have to pick a song. I'm gonna try. Okay, I'll do The Ghost of You by My Chemical Romance. We'll do that, and I'll suck at it, but I'll sing it anyway.
I'll come on stage. Yeah. I'm gonna come up.
If Jason's got my back, then for sure that's what we're doing.
On the second verse, I'll just be like, Eva, when it comes in, back from the chorus. Get the feel. Yeah, that's my fucking.
I want to cover that song so fucking bad, Jason. Let's do it.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Do it.
Let's go.
You heard it here, folks, on Medium Podcast. We're going to do a collaboration. Cover song.
Can we do like half one and half another? Can we do Give 'Em Hell, Kid? That's my favorite song on that album.
Fuck yeah. Yeah, absolutely, dude.
That's my shit. Yes.
What tattoo did you show?
The My Chemical Romance.
Oh, yeah, got it.
Yes. Yeah. I was happy to hear that you like Dance Gavin Dance.
I love them. Yeah. I'm going to say really quick, my karaoke song would be Never There by Cake.
Whoa.
Because you could talk it.
Yeah,
definitely.
Cheating.
Cheating, right? But it works. It's a song.
It is.
There's music involved.
And it's honestly, I love singing that song in the car and stuff like that.
Jason, we saw Dance Gavin Dance together, didn't we?
Okay, Connor. You already know what I'm about to talk about. Because there's this like lost episode of our friendship. And we don't remember what show that was. Eric was there.
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
and I think RJ was there. But I don't know. For some reason, like there's details. And I don't know who we were seeing, but the biggest part about it, I'm going to bring this up because I loved this. We had a moment where we didn't get the whole crowd to move while the band was playing. We got the whole audience to dance during the middle music while the DJ was playing.
What?
And this fool is like, he was just like in tune with the spirit. Like he had like a holy experience where he's just like the sacred dancer, just like dancing around the whole place. And
Going from group to group, getting them going.
Yeah,
You're
for
like
real.
the little dancing fairy that day.
Yeah. It just clicked. He like rolled a nat 20 on charisma and he's like fucking just doing his thing. And when he comes back to me, we're like vibing, right? And for some reason, that caused some chain reaction to get everybody. I think it was you that did this, but it got everybody to really party. Some girl started dancing with me. It was like, but it was like from the same energy. It's like, it's the same energy.
Yeah.
You know, this fool is magic. You're a magic man.
I'm all right, dude.
Shut up, man.
There's a
You're
reason
magic.
you look like Frodo, and now we know why.
I've never thought of it
ring to rule
before.
them all.
Serious?
You've never noticed that before?
Even he knows.
Yeah, of course I know.
I'm gonna have a fucking dream, bro.
It would just the only thing that would be the cherry on top is if his feet were half the size.
And really hairy.
God, you're gonna be a hobbit in my dreams now.
That's what I'm talking about.
Oh, I'm done, man. That's too much.
I feel like that's a good spot to end it, dog. Jason, plug what you gotta plug.
I got. I'm fucking crying. I got 10 releases this year, 78 songs, 4 EPs. The first one's coming out. It's called Pages, coming soon to all distribution platforms. I love you.
Yeah, I know. That's how I felt when you said you were bit twice.
I get you. That's like an anomaly. I know.
That's just how much he actually loves you. He sees you for you. He's not trying to make fun
He's
of
not
you.
turning me into a hobbit like you.
Like all of us. That's like the little joke is like sometimes you make fun of your friends so much you almost want to thank them for the good time. You know what I mean? But hell yeah, man. Jason, I had such a good time talking. It was it was my pleasure getting to know more about you musically than I had known before.
The crazy parts, the stuff that's just the reason why I'm not around, it's because I got a lot I'm doing. I'm always experimenting.
But you're coming back locally. You're going to be able to collaborate more with some of your, people you grew up collaborating with. So I'm looking forward to those projects, dude. I'm looking forward to the one you guys put out together.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun, yeah.
Maybe we could do like a Medium podcast production all together, with, all of us, Paix Kid, Medium podcast. I could play the tambourine.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I love that entirely. That's a great idea.
I could play the tambourine. I was like, I could play the derbeke too, the Lebanese drum.
Oh fuck yeah.
Yeah, we'll try something out. Hell yeah, cool. Thank you guys for tuning in. Jason, thank you for being here. I had such a beautiful time talking. Like, share, subscribe. You guys are the best. Say bye, Connor.
Bye. The screen went black like right at the end. So they couldn't even see you. It's like the camera just turned off immediately. But say bye again one more time.
Bye.
Perfect.